pretty nice rain event here. That'll help get the winter wheat crop started, kind of the midpoint of our state east. We still need rain in the western part. Kansas is the biggest hard winter wheat producer. The effects of us having a good or bad crop directly impacts the price of wheat. And normally wheat's $5.50, $6 a bushel. Hard red winter wheat's trading north of 7 regularly right now, and it is an important crop globally, politically, because governments fail. Dictatorships fail when they can't feed their citizens. And the Middle East is most dependent upon hard red winter wheat for their populations. In fact, when they substitute soft wheat, which is for cakes and muffins, not bread, they also get riots off of that. So they're in a pretty tough spot, especially with their new forms of government coming in. Sharia law has taken over Egypt, Libya, and Tunisia right now, and the Arab Spring does not bode well for the citizens of those countries. So it doesn't bode well for the United States either. So democracy and the idea of spreading it requires an educated population that can even accept the ideas of democracy. And a good example of it is Russia, where they had 3 generations of no capitalism, no democracy, and it's failed. Putin is a dictator, and he's going to be back in power. The best you could say about the Russian economy is that it's based on fascism now, large private ownership of the country's wealth and assets, and Russia's primary exports are typical of countries run by dictators. It's a commodity: gold, crude oil, titanium, diamonds, something that a thug can identify and see and easily corral up and maintain a control of. So the Anglophile experience is pretty rare if you look at it on a global basis, but over time, eventually it wins. So we left yesterday's market with the analysis that 130.20 to 130.28 was pretty good resistance. And if we failed to take that out, we wanted to get short. We got some help from the E-mini late yesterday. It closed at, I believe, 1257 plus, maybe 1257.50. So it closed strong, and it hurt our, and let me get this set up right. It hurt the strength in the note that we had yesterday. So the note trades up, and one of the things that you really have to gain an appreciation for, and a lot of it is probably this phenomena is probably what has taken Don Jones and Pete Stettlemyer away from the profile. But right here, this is the mathematical value area, high and low, and you can see we don't trade to it. We get up to this 4/5 letter ledge right there, and that stops it. And so mathematically, this is the 67%, but the market does what it does. So down here, we have this 4/5 letter ledge. It's probably better support than this. So I think a lot of what Pete and Don Jones have realized is that this doesn't work as it used to. And the market really does trade from high volume areas and it blows through low volume areas in a hurry. Our tractor down here is 130.04. Our first little band of support takes in that high volume number. Then our second little band of support basically leans against this high volume number at 24 with a 25 to 29 buy. Based on the fact, I don't understand the strength in the stock market when I look at it, given the longer term problems, but you know, that didn't stop the euro from trading up to 160 and hadn't stopped our stock market at all. So if the ES is trading higher, and it looks like it will, then this contract's going to probably trade lower, and then when we get the Italian vote, we'll see what we have. That may turn it around. So the first sell band, very, very aggressive, 7 to 11. We've got all this volume up here in the 10 to 13 area, so the 11 looks a little more attractive to me than the 7 does, just because of this volume right here. So volume pulls, volume attracts, and I don't see that the news is all that bullish for the stock market, but that hasn't stopped the Dow from getting to 12,000, and it probably, I think we've got, what, a 1289? We're very, very close to 1300 on the S&P 500. So again, if 75% of the volume is done by trading robots, if those things are driven by buy or sell orders in the queue and then by upticks or downticks, as long as the market is ticking higher, it can trade higher. And we're smart enough to recognize that in the profile. Okay, we don't have a big number here, 2,700. That's easy to turn. You can see peak selling came when they got stops beneath 04. If we come back down and we can't crack this 3 to 4 area, then we can get long, and we've got enough volume up here at 10 or 11. We got a pretty good chance of getting back up there. The break in the market is at 8. And so that's the first little band of resistance. So 8 to 12 is resistance, hence our 7 to 11 sell. So we'll see how it acts when it gets up here. Okay, structurally on the E-mini, if you go back and look at where the market has rejected prices earlier, 67 is a point that could hold. 78 is a point that could hold, and then basically 84 to 89 are all. And where do these numbers come from? Okay, 63 was the attractor. Right in here, and you see you got that last rotate up in D period at 67. You've got prices rejected at 78. And then you've got basically 84 to 89. And the spill that started and took prices lower was this M period right here where we broke the other day. And getting into this area right here, you can see that 55 to as low as 48. This is going to be our little support band based on structure and what's latest in the market's memory. So just keep those points in mind, and you know where I got them, and we'll see what we have. Now looking at this screen, the breakout's at 60. So if we come back down and they get stops below this 59, 58 area right here is pretty good. That's where the volume is overnight. So if we come back down and we can't take this level out, then we can get long to see if we can get through 67 and take it higher. Structurally, here's your attractor right here. No surprises there. Here's basically your 75 to 78 area. And here's your 84 to 89 area in the long-term structure. So this contract's a little sloppy. Never quite gets there in the way or fashion that you'd expect it to, but it does. So all of this, looking at this down below, is definitely a big P. We've got a move in London right out of the middle, so we have ourselves a mom. And if we come back down and we can't crack 58, 59, we definitely want to get long to see if we can get up to our 75, 78 area and take that out. And if we can't, we can think about a short. The Italian vote, I don't see how it can, I mean, well, Berlusconi stays, or if he goes, you still got the problem of riots in the street, of Italians burning cars, buildings, etc., rioting to make sure that their allowances don't get cut. But I don't see how the vote makes much of a difference. Everything that you read behind the surfaces is that it's over for the EU. Germany's not willing to pick it up. Germany is coming to the conclusion that, you know, perhaps it's best to take their lumps now and no more good money after bad. They had good selling and good years there for a while, but you know, 7 fat years, 7 lean years are probably upon them right now, to use the biblical analogy. So we'll just have to see. Okay, we lost a lot of momentum in here. That's not a bad number for the overnight session. So looking at this screen right here, you've got 63 to 61. And then we have our 58, 59. So 58 to 63 is kind of a little 5-point range or little band of support right there. And we'll see which one holds to retest the high. And then 67 is a number that could actually hold. That was the last rotate up last week before the spill in M period. So it might work for us. So we can buy it. Can't get through 67, 68, then we can sell it and we'll pick it up from there. I would imagine that the Italian vote comes after 11 or so Eastern, if then, but we'll kind of track it and see what does happen. Any questions? Let's go get them then. Good trading. Bye.